Welcome back, everyone. NicknLex here. Thank you so much for joining me today to this new marathon. I'm super excited of the artists on this marathon. Last time Joe gave us a marathon was super successful. I mean, Prog Masters. We had Genesis, Queen, Jethro Tull. This, I mean, got a lot of views. Like I think like 5,000 views in the first 2 weeks, and so I'm sure this is going to do the same. This time we have even more bands that are super, famous, and so thank you so much, Joe, for sponsoring this video, and I'm sure it's gonna get a lot of love from the community. So we're gonna start it off with Gordon Lightfoot is the first artist on this list. We're gonna do Summertime Dream is the album, 1976, and we're gonna do the song The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. I can't wait, it's almost 7 minutes long. Then Crosby, Stills, and Nash. We're gonna do Southern Cross from the Greatest Hits album. Then we're gonna do well, I'm gonna look up the album, the right album, don't worry. Then we're gonna do Jethro Tull, Flying Dutchman, from Stormwatch. Let's see, this is from 79. Then we're gonna do some Supertramp. Downstream is Even in the Quiet Moments album, 77. And then we're gonna go back to Jethro Tull. Cheerio is the song, and this is called Broadsword, Broadsword, like Bratwurst. Broadsword and the Beast from 82. So I mean, the lineup is fantastic. I think the only thing I want to change here is the Southern Cross, but I'll look that up really quickly. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, please do like and subscribe if you have the time, of course. And yeah, let me just Nash. Here we go, and then we're gonna do Southern Cross. Sometimes that's what Spotify does. It just like spits out any random album. This Daylight Again. Okay, so look, that's down. I just want the original, Daylight Again. Here we are. Daylight. Oh, it's even the same. Wait a minute. Here's the album. Oh no, it's not. Is this the album? Yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, cool. Awesome. I just wanted the original, just like it's literally the same. But sometimes the greatest hits, they do change the versions. I remember the first time I heard Song for America by Kansas, they cut that version on the greatest hits. They made it shorter, and that part is awesome, the part they cut out. So yeah, that's my experience. So all right, so I'm ready to go. Thank you so much for waiting for me, longest intro in the world. But here we go with Gordon Lightfoot, and I've done some on the channel, not that much, but here we go with The Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Here we go. Thank you again, Joe.
The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wires made a tattletale sound and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald.
Okay, so I just read that Gordon was from Canada, but he does sound a bit. Now I don't know, and I'm not a specialist when it comes to accents or dialects in like English. But the Germans, you know, there's a few that I know, and I know it's totally different. It could be like from a different country, but it's in the same country. But he sounds Irish, like he sounds like the way he you know, he sings the R. I've just like heard that in Irish music, like very folky. This example, for example, as well. But I could be the Canadian, you know, accent. Like I haven't been around too many Canadians in my life yet, you know. But I know that they do have their little things, you know, their little mannerisms, just like, you know, everyone else in the world, you know. So, yeah, let me know, you know, is he doing it maybe on purpose? It does sound very Irish. It sounds folky, you know. It sounds a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, it has that folk, of course. But let me know. I mean, I know it says here that he's from Canada, but just the accent, let me know. It's just something that I'm wondering about. This sounds very good. And unfortunately, he did pass away last May of last year. So may he rest in peace. Wonderful man, 84 years old, and great artist. I love the music. Okay, let's keep going.
The Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls, Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. The iron boats go as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed in the Maritime Sailors Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. And the legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Love it, love it. I think so. I have no doubt that this is the Canadian dialect or accent of that particular part where he's from. But I think what I'm getting confused with, I guess, the that is just a very Irish scale. You know, if you listen to Irish music, it sounds just, and then the way he pronounces that R and just the way he sings, it just gives you that, you know, that feel, you know, like Ireland. But I don't know if that was his intention. I love the whole story was just so cool. And what a cool guy, and what a cool selection of a track, you know, very melodic, very memorable, you know, because he has that scale that he's singing as the, you know, the main theme, you know, really cool. Okay, so let's continue with some Crosby, Stills, and Nash, and they always get a lot of love for their harmonies, you know, 3 vocal harmonies, like impossible to do, you know. I've never heard another band do them. But this is Southern Cross, and then I finally got the right album, Daylight Again, and this is from 1982. Okay, I hope that's correct, because 82. Let's see. Here we go.
Got out of town on a boat going to Southern Islands, sailing to reach before a following sea. She was making for the trades on the outside, and the downhill run to
So
Papa Ede.
beautiful.
Off the wind on this just heading live the Marquesas. You got 80 feet of a water line, nicely making way. In a noisy bar in Avalon, I tried to call you, but on a midnight watch I realized why twice you ran away. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are using me, Lord, your voice is calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. Around I have been around the world, looking for that woman girl who knows love can endure, and you know it will. When you see the Southern Cross for the first time, you understand now why you came this way. 'Cause the truth you might be running from is so small, but it's as big as the promise of a coming day. So I'm sailing for tomorrow, my dreams are a-dying, and my love is an anchor tied to you, tied with a silver chain. I have my ship, and all her flags are a-flying. She is all that I have left, and music is her name. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are using me, Lord, your voice is calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I've been around the world. I have been around the world, looking for that woman girl who knows love can endure, and you know it will, and you know it will. So we cheated and we lied and we tested, and we never failed to fail. It was the easiest thing to do. You will survive being bested. Somebody fine will come along, make me forget about loving you in the Southern Cross.
So good. I love this style. I mean, it's different from their 70s style, but totally like as awesome as the other stuff. So I looked it up. Fourth album, and there's some artists here that are the additional musicians. Like this is like one of my favorite composers, James Newton Howard. He's done some amazing scores for like movies, like I'm sure you know, over 100 movies it says here, like, you know, and won awards, and so I'm sure you're aware of him. And then Art Garfunkel is on here as well on track 11. But this was great. It's just, it feels a little bit more modern. It's their fourth album, and a little bit less harmonies, but still wonderful. I mean, great album. And I just wanted to see when Young, you know, joined the band, but we'll talk about that. You guys can tell me in the comment section. There you go. All right, so next song is by Jethro Tull, Flying Dutchman, Stormwatch. So I've done some stuff from Stormwatch, 1979, like way heavier, I guess proggier, you know, Jethro Tull. But I love all. I'm starting to learn, you know, more about them. I remember that Alexi and we did a whole full album, and we didn't really like it. It was too folky, and we were just expecting more like something like Yes and Genesis and that kind of stuff. And at the time, we were kind of like, yeah, really newcomers to this whole prog world, you know. But this one is almost 8 minutes long, so let's see what they have for us here. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go.
Chase away the lust and come empty home again. So come all you lovers of the good life on your supermarket run and set a sail of your own. Dutchman comes. Oh, you'd better be there when the Dutchman comes.
Very cool.
We girl in the straw hat from forest warring, sad cargo of an ocean, young bodies whoring, slow ocean hobo, horns close to a crew. No hope of immigration, keep on passing through. So come all you lovers of the good life, your children playing in the sun, and set a sympathetic flag. When the Dutchman comes, oh, you'd better be there when the Dutchman comes.
Wow, man. Like they're so like I love it. They're so different from even from themselves. Like that's what I love about bands. Some bands they release 3-4 albums and have like the same sound, and it's wonderful because that's what we love, right? Once they release something that we love, we want more of that same, style. But well, I can't really talk about Jethro Tull too much because I haven't heard that much, like Genesis or Yes or Pink Floyd, Kansas, blah blah blah. But I love that every time I listen to Tull, it's like a different experience. It's like I'm listening to a new band. They're always so like new. I love his style. I mean, he has like out of like, I don't know, like I don't want to compare John Anderson with Peter Gabriel and Phil Collins because they're so different. David Gilmour. Everybody has a unique voice, but his voice is so like instantly recognizable because the way he sings is almost like a talkative way, like Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, of course, is nothing like him. They have nothing in common, just the delivery. It's more talk than like singing. I don't know if that's correct, but I love it. The way, and then he has this very specific voice, very, I don't know, and I just love his flute playing, and when he kind of like adds his it becomes even more magical, like when he's actually like singing the notes into the mic, the ones that he's playing. That gives it so much power, and it's very proggy this year. I love the keyboard. The drumming is crazy. It's very syncopated and just great story, just fun, like very, very fun band. Also, I'm mesmerized by the cover art. And I was almost going to ask you guys, what do you prefer? Like pictures? Sorry, I should get a new filter, that the P and the T. Do you like covers like drawn or like more pictures, like, or both? Because an album cover is such an iconic thing, and it always reminds you of the songs. The songs and the cover of the album become one in the end. It's so crazy. Okay, let's keep going. Thanks again, Joe. This is really good. I mean, I just love that we went from Gordon, Lightfoot to Crosby, Stills, and Nash to this prog, and now we're gonna like top it off with Supertramp, and then we're gonna get some Jethro Tull again. So good.
Flying Dutchman, seagull pilots flown from nowhere. Oh, try and touch one as she slips in on the full tide, and the harbor monster, all hands vanished with the captain, and no one left the tale to tell. So come all you lovers of the good life, look around you, can you see a staring ghostly from the mirror? It's the Dutchman you will be, floating slowly out to sea. Oh, in a misty misery.
What a cool mix between flute and rock and like the distorted guitars with the bass and drums, but also the flute is always in the forefront. It's like that's me, I love it. It's so good. All right. So Supertramp, I'm pretty yes. I've known Supertramp before we started the channel, of course, and I have this album here in the back, So Supertramp has always played like a big role, but we didn't really dive in, into Supertramp. I don't know why. Don't ask me. It's just a thing, sometimes you just okay, it started literally by itself. Let's try it again. It's like, friends of ours who love great rock and great prog and metal and then we had this discussion, not discussion, we were just talking about metal bands, and I was like, oh yeah, this band, and I was like, oh no, I don't like that band. And I'm like, you don't like that band? No, I don't know, I don't even know why. And so right now I'm I got this person into this band and he's loving it. And I'm like, that's what happens. Sometimes you just miss stuff, or you don't go for it, or it's hard to get, or you're just too much into the music that you are listening to, and you are on that trip and you don't want to listen to anything else. So that's what happens. And then that's like the thing with Supertramp. Like we listened to an album, we loved it, but we didn't really thought we wanted to, or we needed to know more. That's the thing, that's the problem sometimes. And now with a channel like this, you get to experience, because it's almost like you're forced to, of course, willingly, but it's a thing of beauty to just discover. And I remember we did, even in the quietest moments, which one did it? Which one did we do? Fold's Overture, and it got thousands of views and thousands of people subscribe to the channel. So I hope this one, makes them happy as well. So here we go with Downstream. Thank you again.
Took a boat Sunday down by the sea. It just felt so nice. You and me, we didn't have a problem or a care on us, and all around was silence everywhere. You are the reason I was born. Be with you through all seasons. I'll always hear you when you call. We'll keep the love light shining through each night and day. A lonely life behind me. Oh, what a change you've made. So down here on the ocean, we will stay. We will stay. We will stay. Went through a lot of changes, turned a lot of pages when I took a boat Sunday.
Okay, what are you trying to do to me? That was beautiful. Oh man, I'm almost 100% sure that was about his mother. Let's see. Oh Lord. Those are the ones that kick me in the balls. Hmm. The comments. Oh man, I love people. The comment section. Sometimes, you know, when you go on Reddit or when you go, let's see. Okay. There's a lot of interpretation here, but I thought, yeah, I think it's about his mom. I mean, when he said, you're the reason I was born. I mean, it could be also with God, you know, or the universe, you know, I don't know, but beautiful song. Just those chords and the way he was singing it. Oh, so beautiful. But yeah, it's about obviously a change and everything, and it affects us, you know, and sometimes it's very hard to go through it, and everybody deals with it, you know, in one way or another, and you know, that's just life. But hey, you know. Okay, so last one. This is a short one, and also I wanted to say, Joe, thank you so much, because now maybe this was by almost by luck, but these songs are all Warner Brothers, so I don't even have to use my new intro. If you like the new intro, that's cool, but I'm gonna use the old intro, just, you know, the bzzz, and then the little like synth outro, because with the new intro I pretty much like interjected 3 songs that are by Warner Brothers, so that's kind of like easier. Then I don't have to use like a 5th or a 6th song that how I used to do it for the last year. That was just not wasting, because they were great songs, but I just don't want to grab some random song and add it. I prefer to do like your guys' vision, and then that's it, and now we have songs to dispute with. It's really complicated, this YouTube stuff, because you have to literally figure out how this whole thing works, because it's all automated. It's all like a system. It's like, it's not really like the record company saying, hey, you're using my, no, it's like literally YouTube saying, okay, this is a song by Warner Brothers, this is a song by Sony, and this is a song by Universal, and those are the 3 biggest record companies, and then there's all these independent ones. But for example, usually Universal says, do not play my stuff, I'll block your video. But if you add a Warner Brothers song at the end, then they're like, okay, now we have a problem, because Warner Brothers are like, use my music, please, I want you to make a video because I'm making money. So they've understood the concept of this, you know, and Universal haven't, and Sony are kind of like working on it. So the thing is, the more Warner Brothers songs you have in the marathon or in your video, the more likely is to dispute their block, because they're like, Universal is like, I don't want you to play my music as a reaction video. And Warner Brothers says, yes, I do. So basically, if one studio or if one record company says yes, it overturns the decision of the other one. That's literally what I had to find out. And it took me a lot of time to dispute, because sometimes it depends on the song. If the song is more popular, some songs they can be Warner songs, but if they're not popular, then it doesn't really count as a dispute. It says no, you dispute the song and you type all this stuff, and it says no action taken, and you're like, oh god, okay, I need a second Warner Brothers song to dispute and overwrite the block. So it's a whole universe of problems, which I've thankfully now figured out. So now I could almost luckily say, with this new thing that I've come up with, most likely all the marathons will stay unblocked. There was unfortunately some last month that there were like 23 that got blocked, and I'm unblocked pretty much like 20, and 3 are still kind of like in limbo. They're waiting to get unblocked, but let's see what happens. But here's my little lesson of, because this is a big marathon, of how this works. And it's just like, I just wish all record companies would say, hey, we all benefit of this. He's not making the money, you know. Every time this video gets watched, the artist makes money and the record company. So, and it's in the thousands, so it's good for them, and it's good for the music, and it's also good promotion, you know. So I think it's a great thing. But well, let's see. Okay, Alexis on her way home. Yes. Okay, awesome. So let's go back to Jethro Tull. This is I think it's Cheerio. Here we go.
Along the coast road by the headland, the early lights of winter glow. I'll pour a cup to you, my darling, and raise it up, say cheerio.
Nice. Some nice ending too. Perfect. Yeah, that's what Joe said. You know, this is going to be like the ending of the marathon. And this is cool because now, you know, once I upload this to YouTube, it's going to say, oh, that last tune is also Warner Brothers, you see. So that's what I did with the intro, you know, when it starts, the intro to the marathon. And this gives you also, you guys, so much more freedom to just choose Universal or Sony, you know. So yeah, you know, it's perfect. Thank you again, Joe. This was awesome. I had a great time. This Supertramp, I have to listen to that again with Alexia or something. But man, I mean, Gordon, Lightfoot, Crosby, Stills, and Nash, Jethro Tull, and Supertramp in the same marathon. Forget it. Awesome. Great time. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed, everyone. Let me know in the comment section if you liked it. Which one did you like the most? All my random questions that I ask, you know. I mean, the good thing is you can pause and you can write and whatever, you know, do whatever you want. Thank you for liking or subscribing to the channel. If you don't, it's all good. You know, have fun. I wish you all the best, and I see you in the next one.